Imagine a small meltdown in your kitchen. A child screams. You feel rushed and embarrassed? Good Inside by Dr. Becky Kennedy asks a different question. What does the child need in this moment? The book teaches how connection repairs behavior. It shows how calm words and clear limits grow emotional independence. These steps reduce shame and increase cooperation. You learn to guide without breaking trust. If you want less yelling and more steady parenting, this book gives simple, science-aligned tools. Let's dive in and find out how to say things that help children feel safe and change. You have felt the rush to fix behavior fast. You worry that discipline must be strict. The result is shame, distance, and repeated fights. Good Inside meets that exact worry. Dr. Becky Kennedy shows how empathy and structure coexist. She teaches you to name needs, stay calm, and hold limits. These methods reduce power struggles and increase real cooperation. The book is practical for parents, teachers, and clinicians. It is rooted in attachment science and common sense. If you feel exhausted by battles, this framework gives clearer, kinder options. The payoff is calmer routines and deeper connection. Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Syed M. Quadri, a U.S. board-certified psychiatrist. For the past 20 years, I've studied mental health, emotions, and the hidden behavior patterns that shape people's lives. I work with families and children across ages. I see how shame and quick correction harm trust. Dr. Becky Kennedy's Good Inside offers tools to protect dignity and teach repair. I will walk you through 8 core ideas and practical action steps. These are simple changes you can use tomorrow. Don't skip this video. Many miss the small moves that change family life forever. Stay till the end. The last chapter ties all ideas into one daily habit. I will repeat a short reminder to keep these methods usable. This summary is practice first, not theory heavy. Try one step from each lesson this week. Watch how moments shift from struggle to learning. Think of Dr. Nadine Burke Harris and her trauma-informed work. She focuses on calm environments that reduce stress responses in children. Good Inside mirrors that need for safety. Both show that biology and relationships shape behavior. A calmer context improves learning and health. If we change language and routines, kids respond with less fear and more curiosity. Burke Harris emphasizes safety and biology. Now imagine bringing that safety into everyday talk. Secret number 1, see the good inside, not the bad label. You notice a child acting out and you feel anger. The first instinct is to label the behavior. Dr. Kennedy asks you to stop labeling the child. She says misbehavior is a signal. It shows an unmet need or strong emotion. When you name the need, you change the interaction. Say, you seem overwhelmed, rather than, you are bad. Naming protects the child's sense of self. It also reduces shame. Children learn to separate action from identity. This helps them repair and try again. Over time, they grow resilience and emotional regulation. The goal is correction plus care. Both matter. Dr. Kennedy describes a toddler who throws food. The parent first says, "Stop that." The child screams more. Later, the parent tries, "You seem upset. Dinner is hard tonight." The parent stays calm and offers a small choice. The child calms, eats a bit, and later helps clear a plate. The author shows how seeing the need leads to repair, not shame. In a classroom, a student lashes out after a confusing task. The teacher says, "You seem frustrated by this problem." The student breathes and explains the confusion. The teacher simplifies steps. The child completes the work and feels capable. At home, a teen who snaps after a long day benefits from a parent saying, "You look exhausted." The brief phrase opens the path to rest, not argument. Label behavior as a signal. Name the feeling or need first. This reduces shame and opens repair. Children stay seen, not boxed. Next time a child misbehaves, pause. Say, "You seem blank." Offer one small choice. Keep your voice calm. Track whether yelling falls across 3 similar moments. You learn to see the good inside. But connection alone cannot ignore safety and limits. What if empathy met clear boundaries? Secret number 2, connect first, then set limits. Limits are necessary, but limits land best after connection. Dr. Kennedy recommends a 2-step script. First, offer connection, name feelings, mirror, or show presence. Then state the limit in a short sentence. Use firm, kind language. For example, "I see you're upset. You may not hit, hands are for gentle touch." This sequence reduces defiance. Kids feel heard and then understand boundaries. It also models problem solving. Limits become teaching moments, not power struggles. This method preserves dignity while keeping safety. Kennedy shares a case of a preschooler who pushes peers. The teacher first kneels and says, "You look angry." Then the teacher says, "We do not push. We keep hands gentle." The child protests less and later practices gentle touch. The two-step approach changed classroom tone. At home, a child grabs a sibling toy. The parent says, "You want that toy. I can see it." Then, we wait our turn. Let's set a timer for 2 minutes. The child learns patience through connection plus clear structure. In offices, managers who acknowledge stress, then set expectations, get better compliance. Connect first, then set a clear boundary. This reduces power struggles and teaches safer behavior. Limits and empathy together change habits. Next time a limit is needed, first name the feeling, then give one short rule. Track whether resistance drops over several attempts. Connection and limits help now, but children still need repair when harm happens. How do you move from discipline to repair? Secret number 3, teach repair, not shame. When harm occurs, adults often punish and move on. Dr. Kennedy proposes repair instead. Repair asks the child to fix the harm and make amends. It is concrete and skill building. Steps: acknowledge hurt, take responsibility, offer repair, and practice an alternative. Repair teaches empathy and accountability. It also prevents shame. Shame tells the child they are bad. Repair tells them they can change behavior. This reduces repeated harm. Repair can be small: a cleanup job, a sincere apology, or a helping act. Over time, repair builds moral skills and trust inside relationships. Kennedy describes siblings who break a tower. Instead of punishment, the parent prompts, "He is sad about the tower." What could we do? The children decide to rebuild together and pick a new spot. They apologize and promise care. The process repaired the relationship and taught cooperation. The author shows repair as learning, not humiliation. In school, a child scribbles a classmate's drawing. The teacher guides repair, asks for apology, offer to help recreate the drawing, and reflect on feelings. At work, a team member who misses a deadline offers restitution and a plan. These actions restore trust. Repair shifts focus from blame to future behavior. Repair replaces shame. It teaches responsibility and empathy. Small acts of repair strengthen relationships and reduce repeated harm. Next time harm happens, ask the child, "How can you help fix this?" Guide one simple restitution. Note whether the child repeats the behavior less over 3 similar incidents. Repair works, but children also need predictable rituals and routines. How do we build habits that prevent fights? Secret number 4, create predictable routines and rituals. Predictability reduces anxiety. Dr. Kennedy emphasizes routines that children can rely on. Routines create safety and lower friction. Simple rituals, morning checklists, bedtime songs, and transition cues make behavior easier. When expectations are clear, children use less energy on guessing. They follow the structure instead. Rituals also build identity and cooperation. Keep the routines brief and consistent. Allow small choices inside routines to support autonomy. Predictability helps families and classrooms function with less shouting and more calm. Kennedy shares a family who built a simple morning ritual: shoes by the door, backpack packed the night before, and a 3-minute breakfast ritual. The routine reduced chaos and lowered conflict. The family used one small checklist, not long lectures. The simple ritual transformed mornings. In classrooms, a visual schedule reduces transition stress. At work, a short morning stand-up clarifies tasks. For bedtime, a consistent sequence signals wind down. These predictable cues lower fights and increase cooperation. Small, steady patterns help everyone. Build brief, consistent routines. Predictability lowers stress and boosts cooperation. Rituals create smooth transitions and safer interactions. Pick one daily transition. Create a 3-step ritual and practice it for 2 weeks. Track how many fights drop during that transition. Adjust if needed. Routines help, but so does helping children name and manage big feelings. How do we teach emotional skills day by day? Secret number 5, teach emotional literacy and co-regulation. Children need words for feelings, Dr. Kennedy offers tools for emotional literacy. Teach names for feelings and normalize them. Co-regulation means adults help calm a child's nervous system. Use breath, steady tone, and touch when safe. Model your own regulation. When you show calm, children mirror it. Teach simple steps. Name the feeling, breathe together, and plan one small next step. Over time, children internalize regulation. They learn to sit with discomfort and act skillfully. Emotional literacy builds resilience and reduces explosive moments. Kennedy describes a father who taught his child to name anger. They used a feelings chart and practiced deep breaths. When the child got upset, the father mirrored the breath and offered two calm choices. Over months, the child used words more often and tantrums declined. The author highlights repetition and modeling as keys. In therapy groups, kids learn to label feelings with games. Teachers use a feelings corner with breathing prompts. At home, a parent models saying, "I feel tired, so I will sit for 5 minutes." Adults who show regulation offer a template children learn to copy. Small daily practice builds bigger emotional skills. Teach feeling words and co-regulate through calm presence. Practice breath and small choices. Emotional literacy leads to steady behavior and greater resilience. This week, practice one co-regulation routine, name the feeling, breathe 3 slow breaths together, and offer one small choice. Track whether meltdowns shorten over several tries. Emotional skills help individually. Next, relationships matter. How do we repair trust after repeated conflict? Secret number 6, repair the relationship with reflective language. Reflective language helps children feel understood. Dr. Kennedy recommends phrases that show you see the child's experience. Use short reflections like, "That looked hard," or "You wanted to keep that toy." Reflections do not approve harmful acts. They simply name the inner state. Reflective language reduces defensiveness. It invites conversation and repair. It also models emotional awareness. When children feel reflected, they open. This strengthens the relationship and makes discipline cooperative. Kennedy describes a mother who used reflections during a meltdown. She said, "You are so frustrated you can't sleep." The child responded and later accepted a quiet routine. The reflection shifted the dynamic. The child felt seen and less alone with their feeling. At school, a coach tells a lost player, "You look worried about the game." The player talks and regains focus. At home, a teen receives, "You seem embarrassed." The teen explains. Reflection creates safety across settings. It invites repair and deeper talk. Use reflective phrases to lower defense. Naming inner experience opens dialogue. Trust grows when children feel heard. Practice 3 simple reflections today. Use them at the first sign of tension. Note whether the child responds more and whether arguments shorten over the day. Reflection rebuilds trust, but long-term growth requires roles and responsibilities. How do we teach accountability without shame? Secret number 7, teach responsibility through small tasks. Responsibility is a skill learned by doing. Dr. Kennedy urges giving small, age-appropriate tasks. Choose clear, doable actions, use simple instructions, and celebrate effort. Avoid taking over. Let children complete a task with minimal adult rescue. This builds competence and reduces avoidance. Responsibility grows slowly through repeated success. Pair tasks with short explanations of why the task matters. That connects behavior to values. Over time, children internalize responsibility and feel proud of contribution. Kennedy shares a family where children set a dinner table. Parents assigned roles and praised effort. When spills happened, the child cleaned them. The small responsibilities led to ownership of routines. The child learned practical skills and felt trusted. The book uses these examples to show how tiny tasks shape character. In classrooms, students take turns collecting homework. At work, junior staff own small deliverables. At home, a teen manages pet feeding. Each successful task builds confidence. Over months, responsibility becomes habit. These small wins translate into larger capability and lower conflict. Give small tasks and let children complete them. Celebrate effort and problem solving. Responsibility grows from doing, not from orders. Assign one small daily task this week. Give simple steps. Offer help only if asked. Track whether the child completes tasks more independently after 5 days. Responsibility builds character. Finally, how do we hold hope and keep steady through setbacks. Secret number 8, hold hope, practice, patience, and repair. Change is slow. Dr. Kennedy closes by asking caregivers to hold hope, expect setbacks. Use repair, reflection, and predictable routines when progress falters. Patience is practiced, not presumed. Focus on small wins and the child's inherent goodness. When you assume they are good inside, your language shifts. You give forgiveness and firm guidance. This stance reduces shame and increases persistence. Holding hope also protects caregivers from burnout by reframing setbacks as learning. Kennedy tells of a parent who kept trying after months of night wakings. The parent stayed calm, used routines, and repaired tense nights. Over time, sleep improved. The parent's hopeful stance and steady repair work led to lasting change. The author emphasizes repeating small steps despite slow progress. A teacher supports a reluctant reader through short daily practice and repair after mistakes. A manager coaches a struggling employee with small goals and weekly check-ins. Both show that steady patience and repair produce growth. Hope paired with action changes outcomes. Hope and patience sustain practice. Expect setbacks, repair often, and keep routines. Small repeated efforts build lasting change. Choose one long-term goal. Apply one small step daily for 2 weeks. When setbacks happen, repair quickly and resume the routine. Note progress at the end of 2 weeks. You have the tools now. Each secret links to the next. Repair, routines, and responsibility form a steady system. The final conclusion will pull these threads into a simple weekly plan. Stay with me. You began with worry and left with a practical stance. Dr. Becky Kennedy's Good Inside centers the child's goodness while teaching real skills. Name feelings, connect before limits, teach repair, build routines, co-regulate, reflect, assign small tasks, and keep hope. Each tool reduces shame and increases cooperation. Start small. Pick one secret this week and practice it daily. Track brief outcomes in a notebook or phone note. After 2 weeks, add another secret. Over months, these habits reshape the home climate. Remember this line: children learn best when they feel seen, guided, and invited to fix what they break. Practice kindness with limits and watch steady change happen. If you found this helpful, like and subscribe for more evidence-based book summaries. I summarize 100 plus best books into clear steps you can use tomorrow. Comment below, which secret will you try first? If you stayed till the end, you truly want to change your family life. The full book link is in the description. Try one small action today and come back to tell us what changed. Thank you for listening.